Dear students, we discuss variation of constants formula to solve non-homogeneous delay differential equations. If we consider ordinary differential equation, say x dot equal to ax plus some function f of t. Here capital A is a constant and f is as usual continuous function. Okay, so this is a non-homogeneous first order ordinary differential equation. Here variation of constants formula gives x of t equal to e raised to at into c is arbitrary constants, plus integral from 0 to t e raised to a t minus s f of s ds. Okay, so here e raised to 18 into c, this part is solution of homogeneous problem. That means solution of x dot equal to ax. Okay, so the solution is of this form, u plus v. Okay, where u is solution of homogeneous part and this given in terms of non-homogeneous part, that is given in terms of f. Now we provide similar formula for delay differential equation. Variation of constants formula. In this section, we provide a representation of solution of non-homogeneous delay differential equation in terms of the fundamental solution capital X of t. Okay, recall capital X of t is solution of homogeneous delay differential equation x dot of t equal to ax of t plus bx of t minus r with initial condition, initial data x of t equal to 1 when t equal to 0 and 0 for t less than 0. Okay, so this is a fundamental solution. We are going to use this capital X in the solution of non-homogeneous problem. First we write a note. In the proof of that result, we are going to use Laplace transform. Now, in that problem, non-homogeneous part is function f of t, which is continuous. Okay, so first we should give guarantee that this function f has Laplace transform. Okay, so at least we will provide the Laplace transform on closed interval 0 capital T for any capital T. Okay, so let us write down a note. Consider the continuous function f defined on function f from 0 infinity to r for any capital T positive and small epsilon positive, we define function f1 again from 0 infinity to r by f1 of t is f of t if 0 less equal t less equal capital T. That means this closed interval, not just capital T, we take t plus e epsilon. Okay. And this is 0 outside this interval. Okay, so for t which is outside this closed interval, 0 t plus epsilon. Okay. Then f1 is continuous on compact set, that is compact interval 0 t plus epsilon, and therefore it is bounded. Continuous function on compact set, it is bounded, therefore it is bounded on this interval, and therefore we can say that it is of exponential order on this interval. Okay. For example, if it is bounded by a number k, okay, then we can say that it is bounded by k e raised to t. Okay. If mod of f1 of t, that is same as mod of f of t, because we are taking t in this interval only, is less equal k for all t in 0 capital T. Okay, let us take smaller interval. Okay. So here, if we consider right endpoint, then continuity from right side will not be possible. Okay. So we just consider t plus epsilon, instead of t plus epsilon, we consider t. Okay. So that we have continuity 0 t instead of t plus epsilon. So this is continuous on compact set 0. Okay. On this, if k is bound, then you can say that mod of f1 of t, which is same as mod of f of t, it is less equal k e raised to t. Okay, here we can take a to be 1. Okay, we know that exponential, that this value will be greater than or equal to 1. Okay, so this is of exponential order. That is, f is of exponential order on closed interval 0. Okay, that means Laplace transform exists on this interval, and we can take any large value for capital. Okay. Now let us move to main result. Theorem. This is called as variation of constant formula. The solution x of phi f. Note that x of phi f means solution which depends on initial data phi and non-homogeneous part, that is function f, of the non-homogeneous delay differential equation x dot of t equal to ax of t plus bx of t minus r plus f of t. We call this as 1. And since this depend on initial data phi, we can mention x of t equal to phi of t for negative values of t. Okay. So this solution x of phi f of this problem can be represented in the form x of phi f of t equal to x of phi 0 of t plus integral from 0 to t capital X of t minus s f of s ds, where we take t to be greater or equal to 0, where capital X is the fundamental solution. Okay, we will not write the details. Fundamental solution means whose Laplace transform is 1 upon h of lambda. Another thing is fundamental solution means it is solution of homogeneous delay differential equation x dot of t equal to ax of t plus bx of t minus r, along with initial data x of 0 is 1 and x of t is 0 for negative t. Okay. And this first term, okay, so formula is very similar to that of variation of constants of ODE case. Okay, of course, this representation is not that much simpler. This x of phi 0 t means solution of homogeneous part. Okay, so let us see this expression. X of phi 0 of t equal to capital X of t into phi of 0 plus b into integral from minus r to 0 x of t minus theta minus r, phi of theta d theta. Okay, so we have to prove that this is solution of non-homogeneous problem. And second thing, x of phi 0 can be given again in terms of fundamental solution capital X. Okay, so this result shows the importance of fundamental solution. Let us see the proof. What we do, our strategy is to apply Laplace transform to equation 1 and find this solution. Okay. Now, can we apply Laplace transform here? Laplace transform on x dot or x. We have seen that the solution of this non-homogeneous problem satisfies exponential bounds. Okay, we already have discussed these results, so we can always find Laplace transform. Okay, since the solution of one non-homogeneous problem 1 satisfies exponential certain exponential bound it is valid to apply Laplace transform to equation 1. Okay, so let us see what we get. Therefore, we get left hand side. Okay, so Laplace transform of x dot of t, it is lambda, sorry, lambda times Laplace transform of x with variable lambda minus x of 0. Okay, this is the Laplace transform of x dot. We already have seen similar thing with homogeneous case. Okay, then equal to a into Laplace transform of x, then plus b into Laplace transform of x of t minus r, and one more thing, that is plus Laplace transform of f. Okay, function f. Now we have considered such thing, Laplace transform of x of t minus r. Okay, in one of our lectures. Let me share that file so that it is clear. Now, Laplace transform of x of t minus r. equal. Just a minute. We have seen this formula, Laplace transform of capital X of t minus r. Okay, so capital X means fundamental solution. So here we use substitution t minus r equal to z, etc. And finally what we get, e raised to minus lambda r into integral from minus r to 0 e raised to minus lambda z x of z dz. Okay, plus this will be there, e raised to minus lambda r into this thing is nothing but Laplace transform of x. Okay, in that case the first term was 0 because we have chosen initial condition to be 0 for that t less than 0. Okay, now we have this term also. Okay, so let us use these computations in our case. Okay. Instead of z, we use dummy variable as theta. Okay, that doesn't matter. So this is e raised to minus lambda r into integral from minus r to 0 e raised to minus lambda theta phi of theta. Why I am writing phi? Because small x is same as phi when we take negative value. Okay, here theta is from minus r to 0. Okay, so x of theta is same as phi of theta. And one more term, that is plus Laplace transform of x plus e raised to minus lambda r into Laplace transform of x of lambda. Okay, therefore now we simplify this. We consider Laplace transform of x as a common term. Okay, therefore Laplace transform of x into what we get, lambda, then minus a, and here it is minus b e raised to minus lambda r, lambda minus a minus b raised to minus lambda r. Okay, so this term we considered these terms. Okay, so b is multiplier, here b is multiplier, so we are writing b e raised to minus lambda r. Okay, then what else, x of 0 is same as phi of 0. Okay, so this is equal to phi of 0. Okay, x of 0 is there, but x of 0 is same as phi of 0. Okay, on right hand side it is positive. Then this term b e raised to minus lambda r into integral plus b e raised to minus lambda r into this integral minus r to 0 e raised to minus lambda theta phi of theta d theta. And last term, that is this one, Laplace transform of f plus Laplace transform of f. Now this square bracket is nothing but h of lambda, characteristic equation. Okay, that is L of x into lambda. Okay, so this is multiplied by h of lambda. We take this to right hand side. Okay, it is equal to phi of 0 divided by h of lambda plus b. We may take this to this term e raised to minus lambda r inside the integral thing. Okay. Anyways, let me write this as b into 1 upon h of lambda into e raised to minus lambda r integral minus r to 0 e raised to minus lambda theta phi of theta d theta plus 1 upon h of lambda into L of f of lambda. Okay. Now what is 1 upon h of lambda? 1 upon h of lambda is capital X, Laplace transform of capital X. Okay. We may note down here since h of lambda equal to lambda minus a minus b raised to minus lambda. This is equal to phi of 0 and 1 upon h of lambda is Laplace transform of capital X. Okay. So fundamental solution is the solution whose Laplace transform is 1 upon h of lambda. Okay. Plus b into Laplace transform of x, and here we take this term inside and write integral from minus r to 0 e raised to minus lambda into r plus theta phi of theta d theta. Okay, and last term is plus Laplace transform of x into Laplace transform of f. Okay, we call this as 2. Okay, we need to simplify the second term, especially this integral. Okay, now this integral from minus r to 0 e raised to minus lambda r plus theta phi of theta d theta equal to, so we substitute this r plus theta as t. Okay, so if we substitute r plus theta as t, then this becomes e raised to minus lambda t phi of, okay, so what we are doing, we are substituting r plus theta equal to t, so that theta is t minus r. Okay, and d theta is same as d. Now about limits. Our theta is from r to 0, minus r to 0, so t is from 0 to r. Okay, now we multiply this by Heaviside unit step function. We actually, this is from 0 to r. If this is 0 to infinity, then this is Laplace transform of phi of t minus r. Okay, it is not there, so what we do, we multiply this by a function which is 0 after r. Okay, which is 1 between 0 and r, and it is 0 after r, so that we can write this as 0 to infinity e raised to minus lambda t phi of t minus r into Heaviside unit step function. I will provide the definition. Okay, h of r minus t dt. I'm writing this where h of x equal to 1 when x is greater than 0 and it is 0 when x is less than 0. Okay, is Heaviside unit step function. Okay, so here h of r minus t is 0 if r minus t is less than 0, means t is greater than r. Okay, okay, here t is between 0 and r. If t becomes greater than r, then this is 0. Okay, so these two things are same. In fact, this is integral from 0 to r only. Okay, so why we want this to be from 0 to infinity? Because it fits in the definition of Laplace transform. Okay, so that we can write this as integral from 0 to infinity e raised to minus lambda t into some function of t. Okay, so this is nothing but Laplace transform of that function. That function is phi of t minus r into h of r minus t. Okay, Laplace variable is lambda. Okay, now we can substitute it here. Okay, therefore 2 becomes, equation 2 becomes what is left hand side? It is Laplace transform of x. Laplace transform of x equal to phi of 0 into Laplace transform of capital X plus b into Laplace transform of x. Let me rewrite this as one plus b into Laplace transform of x into this one, Laplace transform of phi of t minus r into h of r minus t, plus last term Laplace transform of f, this one. Sorry, Laplace transform of x into Laplace transform of f. Okay. Now we are ready to find inverse Laplace transform. Okay, so that we get required solution. Now, taking inverse Laplace transform, we get left hand side L inverse of L of x. It is simply x, okay, x of t equal, this phi of 0 is constant and L inverse of L of capital X, it is capital X of t, phi is there, phi of 0 into capital X of t. Okay, straightforward. Next thing is plus b into inverse Laplace transform of product. Okay, so we have seen convolution theorem. If we have two functions u and v, then Laplace transform of u star v equal to Laplace transform of u multiplied by Laplace transform of v. Okay, here we have product of two functions. So inverse Laplace transform will be convolution of corresponding functions. Okay, so it is convolution b into x of t convolved with this function phi of t minus r into h of r minus t. Okay, and last term plus convolution of x and f, x of t convolved with f of t. Okay, now we simplify this convolution. Okay, and then we evaluate. Okay, so we may call this as number 3. Okay, this is number 3. Consider this convolution product. X of t star phi of t minus r h of r minus t. Okay, we know the definition of convolution. It is integral from 0 to t x of t minus s into this thing phi of s minus r h of r minus s ds. Okay, so h of r minus s, s is between 0 and t. So when r minus s is negative means when s is bigger than r, then this will be 0. So we may write this as integral from 0 to r only. Okay, so x of t minus s phi of s minus r ds. Okay, and now we use substitution s minus r equal to theta. Okay, so we substitute s minus r to be theta, so that ds is same as d theta, and this becomes integral. What are limits? S equal to 0, then theta is minus r, and when s equal to r, theta is 0. Okay, so we are substituting back x of t minus, what is s? S is r plus theta. Okay, so t minus theta minus r and phi of theta d theta. Okay, so this convolution. So let us substitute in 3. Here also we use the definition of convolution. Therefore, by 3, x of t equal to phi of 0 into capital X of t, phi of 0 into capital X of t, then second term is plus b into this convolution, plus b into this from minus r to 0, x of t minus theta minus r into phi of theta d theta. This is second term. Third term is convolution of capital X and F. So it is plus integral from 0 to t capital X of t minus s f of s ds. Okay. So this is usual definition of convolution. Okay. And we proved this result because the first two terms, as in statement of theorem, these two terms are nothing but x of phi 0 t. Okay. And this term 0 to be capital X. Okay. X of phi 0 t. This is equal to, okay, here we are writing x of t. X of t means x of phi f t. Therefore, x of phi f of t equal to x of phi 0 t. Okay, first two terms plus this one 0 to t x of t minus s f of s ds. Okay, you can compare this result with usual variation of constant formula for ODEs. Okay, so we proved this. This proves the result. Okay. Now, this result is very useful in finding bound on solution to non-homogeneous problem. Further, we can have stability analysis also using this form. Next theorem. Suppose alpha 0 is maximum of real parts of characteristic values, that means roots of h of lambda equal to 0, and x of phi is the solution of homogeneous delayed differential equation x dot of t equal to ax of t plus bx of t minus r t greater than 0, and x of t is phi of t where t belongs to minus r to 0. Okay, we are writing x of phi because it depends only on phi. F is 0 here. Okay, so actually this previous result provides the solution of homogeneous problem also. Okay, if we take f to be 0, then the solution can be given like this: phi of 0 into capital X of t plus b into integral minus r to 0 x of t minus theta minus r into phi of theta d theta. Okay, so this will be solution of homogeneous problem. Okay, so we discuss step by step. In the first step, we consider homogeneous problem with a particular initial condition. Initial condition was x of 0 is 1 and x of t is 0 for t less than 0. Okay, and we obtain fundamental solution. Okay, in the next step, we remove that condition. Okay, so initial condition is now phi of t. Okay, and the solution is phi of 0 capital X of t and this second term. Okay, and next step is non-homogeneous case. Okay, so with this f. Okay, now we provide bound on this solution. Okay, we already have seen the bound on fundamental solution. Now we discuss bound on this more general thing. Okay, then for any alpha greater than alpha 0, there exists a constant k there exists constant k such that mod of this solution x of phi of t is less equal k e raised to alpha t into norm phi. Okay, so this is difference between earlier result and this result. In that case, it was simply k e raised to alpha t. Okay, so this is more general. In that case, norm phi was 1. Okay, so this is for t greater equal 0. Proof is straightforward. We are using the previous result. Let us see. So using variation of constants formula, x of phi of t equal to capital X of t into phi of 0 plus b into integral from minus r to 0 x of t minus theta minus r phi of theta d theta. Okay, so this one with f equal to 0. Okay, and therefore what is mod of x of t is less equal mod of x of t into norm phi. Okay, mod of phi of 0 is less equal norm phi plus this mod b. Okay, there will be mod of phi of theta which will be less equal norm phi. Okay, and here it is integral from minus r to 0 mod of x of t minus theta minus r d theta. Okay. We call this as number 2. Okay, so this equation is number 1. Now the fundamental solution satisfies. Okay, we already have seen this bound on fundamental solution. Yeah. X of t mod of x of t is less equal some constant into e raised to alpha t. Okay, already we have taken k. Okay, so here we take k star e raised to alpha t t greater equal 0 for some k star, constant k star. Okay. Therefore, what is mod of x of phi of t? It is less equal this mod of x of t, that is k star e raised to alpha t. Okay, into norm phi is there plus second term is there mod b norm phi into this integral. So what is mod of x of t minus theta minus r? Mod of capital X of t minus theta minus r. It is k less equal k star e raised to alpha into t minus theta minus r. Okay. So we take some terms, we can take some terms outside. So there will be k star, then e raised to alpha t, which doesn't depend on integration variable theta. Then there is minus e raised to minus. Okay, so maybe I will write into e raised to minus r alpha. Okay, and integral from minus r to 0 e raised to minus alpha theta d theta. Okay, so this is constant, so we can write the right hand side equal to, or maybe I will write mod of x of phi of t is less equal, k star is common, mod norm phi is common, e raised to alpha t is also common, and everything else is here 1 plus mod b, and this integral is nothing but integral, and this term is nothing but e raised to minus alpha r minus 1 divided by r e raised to alpha r. Okay, you can check these calculations. In case any problem, you can ask me. Okay, so we take this also together, k star into norm phi into this square bracket, we call it as k. Okay, so we call this as k e raised to alpha t. Okay, where k is k star. Okay, there should be norm phi. Okay, k is k star into 1 plus this mod b into e raised to minus alpha r minus 1 by r e raised to alpha r. Okay, and this proves the result. One important note is, in particular, if alpha 0 is negative, means if real part of all eigenvalues is negative, then we can choose alpha which is between alpha 0 and 0. Alpha such that alpha 0 less than alpha less than 0, and conclude that what we can conclude from this result. Okay, alpha is negative. So as t tends, small t tends to infinity, this will be 0, means mod of x of phi of t is tending to 0 as t tends to infinity, means all the solutions tends to 0 exponentially as t tends to infinity, and conclude from about result that all solutions approach to 0 exponentially as t tends to infinity. Thank you.